Pokémon is well known for its main series installments, but Game Freak isn't the only company that's developed a Pokémon game. There are many other developers out there that have shown us new sides of the Pokémon universe on consoles and handhelds alike, so I put together a list of my top 5 favorite Pokémon spin-offs. Keep in mind that this is all just my opinion, and none of it is meant to be objective, so try not to get offended if a game you personally dislike is on this list, or if a game you personally like isn't on this list. With that cleared up, let's begin. Pokémon Snap is a really fun game. Sure, it's short, and yeah, it doesn't have a lot of replay value, but this game is engaging, charming, and really entertaining. Maybe it's just because I'm into photography in real life, or maybe it's because I think throwing apples at Squirtle is funny, but just hearing this game's soundtrack is enough to get me to pull out my N64 and start playing. Beyond that, I have really fond memories of Pokémon Snap. For example, years after the game's initial release, my friend and I decided to replay it in my living room. We'd forgot most of the game's tricks and secrets at that point, so it was almost like playing it for the first time. That led to us getting stuck fairly often. We also got a ton of imperfect shots no matter how many times we went through the same map. I'm honestly not sure why that playthrough was so difficult for us, but working together to get through the challenges was a fun and memorable experience nonetheless. We stayed up until 7 AM the next morning just to beat that game, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Pokémon Stadium. There are a ton of things to love about this game. It was the series' first venture into 3D, it provided a quick and easy method of battling with friends, and it introduced the concept of cups revolving around a Pokémon's competitive viability. But me? I loved it for the minigames. That being said, most of my memories of Pokémon Stadium involve rapidly pressing A or B or right trigger and left trigger, but it was so fun. I have so many memories of playing Thundering Dynamo, Clefairy Says, Ekans Hoop Pearl, and Magikarp Splash. I always won Rock Harden, and I always lost Norwar. And of course, there's Sushi Go Round, the thing that taught me the very meaning of betrayal. I firmly believe there's nothing as infuriating as having someone steal your food in that godforsaken minigame. I did play the other modes, of course, but the minigames were always fun to play with friends, even those who didn't like Pokémon. So despite how often it enabled arguments, Pokémon Stadium is a game I enjoy playing to this day. A lot of Pokémon fans either dislike these titles or are unaware they even exist, but Pokémon Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness are games near and dear to my heart. The two are practically the same game, so I'm not going to bother picking one that I like more than the other. The region of Ore, particularly in Colosseum, has an awesome aesthetic. A desert region with underground towns, worn-down cities, and rivaling evil teams and corporations? Now that's just cool. I also love how your starters are in Eevee's evolutionary line. My first Pokemon game was Yellow, and the main reason I hated the rival in it wasn't because he was rude or pretentious, but because he took the Eevee in the lab before I could. Professor Oak said that I got to go first, not him. That was my Eevee! So finally getting to start with Eeveelutions in Colosseum and an actual Eevee in XD was awesome. At the time I played Colosseum and XD, I was used to being the hero in the Pokemon games and catching them all, so although the games are a bit clunky, the stories and locations were memorable to me. I'll always appreciate these titles, no matter how poorly they age, and I'm sure playing them will always make me nostalgic. Pokémon Conquest is absolutely ridiculous. Pokémon, a child-oriented series, crossed over with a tactical warlord RPG set in feudal Japan. It sounds like a joke, but no, it exists, and it's actually really good. I got Pokémon Conquest the day it was released, and when I got home I played it for 20 hours straight. Yet I can't even describe what I like about this game. I mean, I'm not particularly fond of Japanese history, and I usually dislike tactical RPGs. Even hit series like Fire Emblem are hard for me to get into just because I can't appreciate the mechanics. But the colorful, simple world presented in Pokémon Conquest really works, as well as its deep yet easy-to-learn gameplay mechanics. It also has an awesome post-game, and it's surprisingly fun to return to on rainy days. Oh, and the sprites are awesome. Pokémon Mystery Dungeon is a great series. It's one that I really truly love, particularly the first 2 batches of games. But if I had to pick just one to be my favorite, it'd be Explorers of Sky. I remember playing this game for the first time so vividly. I mean, I couldn't put any of the titles down, but with the second series in particular, I got really attached to the characters and completely engrossed in the world. I've cried more than once while playing this game, and I know I'm not the only one who has. That's because the best part about the Mystery Dungeon games are their in-depth plots. Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky's many twists and turns genuinely caught me off guard. I also really cared about the cast, and having to say goodbye to some of the characters still gets me misty-eyed. But it's not just a constant rollercoaster of emotions. At times, the world is just quaint and simple, while the characters are funny and good-natured. Basically, the game didn't take itself too seriously, but it still sucked me in and got me to invest in the world. Beyond that, I feel genuinely satisfied with how the story unfolded, and I still feel emotionally attached to many of the characters. That's something I can't say about many other Pokémon games. So that's why Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is my favorite Pokémon spinoff. So those are my top 5 favorite Pokémon spinoffs. Feel free to share your favorites in the comment section below, and remember to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.